It's a freaking pleasure, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the interest. It's been it's interesting to hear from people like you.
Well, thank you, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I've been a music guy, all my life, and out of the corner of my eye, at the peripheral, I've been a WWE fan as well. And it's sort of, you sort of bridge the worlds for me, you know what I mean? And I've always appreciated what I've heard you've created. And I think you're a great musician, and I really want the world to know about you.
Thank you. Boy, I appreciate that. It's an interesting situation because it's for numerous reasons. One, that a lot of the fan base knows about me, but the world doesn't know about me because Vince is the only TV entity, probably the only entertainment entity where credit and being known for what you do is such an important part of the whole occupational landscape, and Vince never gets credits. He's always been adamant he wants to give every single minute to the fans watching the show. So there's never been a credit roll in a WWE program. So I appreciate your help in getting the word out, but also it's in terms of your comment about the bridge. I hear that from so many people that there were fans back in the day, but for a long time in different ways. But what locked them in was the music, really, and I think that's because the music in all entities tells you what you're supposed to feel. It's in movies and TV. It's it's the old story. You can give me the scene shot with a guy and a girl hugging, and depending on what the music is, you can make it a love story, you can make it a sad story, one of them's about to die, or you can make it a horror film with someone's about to get stabbed, all with the same piece of film. And so I always felt like my job at WWE was scoring this big never-ending live film. And you just like in a film like Jaws, you got the da-da when the shark's coming. It's no different when Steve Austin is coming out or Undertaker. You want that vibe so that people know, like, holy crow, what's going to happen next, or like this is really creepy, or whatever the feeling's supposed to be. So, did you have a favorite period? Because I find people who are fans tend to have, certain periods when their interest was really peaked, and other times that didn't appeal to them as much.
I remember in the 80s I was a big fan, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then the Attitude Era is when I kicked in again. And I just sort of those two eras were real special to me because that pretty much is the soundtrack to my childhood. Those songs. And I remember, like, when I was a child, not even a child, probably like 11 or 12, I used to have like a tape recorder, like a portable one. And I would have to go to the library, and I would go on like a website, and I would record like Demolition off of the library speakers onto my tape recorder. And so I'd record like the old school songs, Demolition, Rick Rude, Jake the Snake. And I used to just listen to them in my room or right before I went to bed.
You mean just right off of TV, or
like an internet? Like back in 1995, 96, or 94, they didn't. It wasn't. They probably had 2 computers in the library, right? And like now they have 15, 20. But I remember I would sign up, and you'd only get 45-minute slots. And I would sign up, and I would just go to I don't even remember what website it was, and I would just play it off the speakers and then put my recorder right next to the speaker. It
was probably one of the guys who had a theme website.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I remember, because when you didn't, let's say Demolition, they weren't around for years, right?
Yeah.
But when you're a child, you remember dun 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 dun, and I needed to hear that again. Just for, I don't know why. Everything's so at the fingertips now. You know what I mean? You can hear
music
anything
is
you want.
Music in whatever way tends to be. We use it as a soundtrack to our own lives in so many ways, and in ways to either pump us up or to console us in hard times, and I think we all have some level of sentimentality about going back in time and getting those feelings again. And there's no better way to do that, or nothing does that like music
At all.
It can just take you right back. Sometimes take you back to good times, and sometimes take you back to bad times, but it's equally effective.